My name is Rachel Cole. I am 29. I live in a tiny apartment in San Diego, and my full-time job is making other people's trips run perfectly. I coordinate flights, hotels, and transfers for executives who never even learn my name. I used to think that was my quiet superpower. I did not know it would also become the sharpest weapon I had against my own family. The night everything shifted, I was back in Phoenix, sitting at my parents' dining table, my suitcase half packed upstairs because I thought, stupidly, that we were all flying to Paris together in 2 days. My brother cleared his throat, swirling red wine in his glass like he was the host of some show I had not been invited to. "Make sure you are not around when we leave for Paris," my brother said over dinner. "Would be awkward if you tried to tag along." My dad nodded. "It's just not your place anymore." I just raised a glass and said, "Understood." On the outside, I smiled. On the inside, something snapped so cleanly it was almost a relief. A week from that moment, he would be standing at the airline counter, face blanching as the agent whispered that there were no active tickets under his name, no reservation, no way onto that flight. He would text me in all caps, "Fix this now." And I would be sitting somewhere else in that same airport with a boarding pass of my own and a reply already typed. Before I show you how one sentence at this table turned into a full-blown airport disaster and the exact message I sent when he begged me to fix it, tell me, what time is it where you are and where are you watching from? I want to see just how far this little family trip to Paris is about to travel. I did not react right away. That is important. If I had thrown my napkin down or stormed out, it would have just become another "Rachel is too sensitive" story for my family to pass around on holidays. So instead, I let my smile freeze in place and forced my fork through the roasted chicken on my plate while my brain tried to make sense of what he had said. Not your place anymore. My brother had always been good with casual cruelty, but this felt different. He sounded like a bouncer escorting me out of my own life. "You okay, Rach?" my mom asked, glancing between us, clearly sensing something but not wanting to name it. "Fine," I said, the word flat. "Just surprised." My brother took that as his cue. "Come on, do not make it weird," he said lightly. "It is just, this trip has been a long time coming. It is really for Mom, Dad, and, well, the immediate crew." The immediate crew, like I had somehow slipped into the outer orbit of my own family. "I thought I was part of the crew when I booked all the flights," I replied, keeping my tone even. His eyes flickered, just for a second, because that was the part he could not say out loud. When Mom and Dad decided to finally take their dream trip to Paris, they had turned to me. I was the one who found the best fare, who juggled miles and points, who coordinated the connecting flights. Every confirmation email, every record locator, every digital boarding pass, my name sat on top as the primary contact, the one who had actually paid for the tickets on her card. "We appreciate your help with that," my dad said, his voice edging into that tired, diplomatic tone he used when he wanted silence more than truth. "You know how confusing that stuff is for us?" "Right," I said. "That is why I assumed I was coming." My brother chuckled, and there was no humor in it. "Rachel, be serious. You are busy. You live in another state. You have got your little travel job, your own life. We did not want you to feel obligated. Busy, little travel job." I swallowed the laugh that threatened to spill out because if I started laughing, I might not stop. "When exactly did you all decide I was not obligated?" I asked. "Before or after I spent 3 nights on hold to fix your seat assignments?" My mom's lips parted like she wanted to say something, but my brother jumped in. "Do not turn this into drama," he said. "You know I have been planning this Paris thing for years. There are expectations." There it was. Expectations. That same word he had used 10 years ago when he had convinced my parents I was not ready for the summer architecture program in Paris I had worked so hard to get into, because Rachel does not handle stress well, and she will just get overwhelmed. The program I had turned down after they cried and told me it was too risky, too far, too much. The same month he had landed his first big sales internship, and everyone toasted to his bright future while my acceptance letter sat in a drawer. So, let me get this straight, I said slowly. I plan the trip. I book the flights. I pay for the tickets. And then, at the last second, you all decide I am not welcome? No one said not welcome, my dad protested quickly, glancing at my brother. We just thought it might be better this way, less complicated. My brother stared straight at me, unbothered. You are overreacting, he said. It is just a vacation. Do not make it about you. I looked at the three of them, the people whose approval I had chased through grades, promotions, and perfectly curated itineraries, and something settled in my chest like a stone. They really did not see it. They did not see me, not as an equal, not as someone whose work and choices were valid, whose presence mattered. Just the girl who made the reservations and stayed out of the way. The thing about being the one who quietly holds everything together is simple. You are also the one who knows exactly how to take it apart. That night, after pretending to be too tired to watch the travel documentary they put on to get in the mood for Paris, I went up to my old bedroom and closed the door. The posters were gone, replaced by generic wall art, but the dent in the carpet where my desk used to be was still there. A small ghost of the girl who once believed that hard work and being a good daughter would eventually earn her a seat at the table. My phone buzzed. A new message from my brother lit up the screen. Just making sure we are clear. Do not show up at the house Wednesday morning. It will be awkward with the car and all. We have got it covered. No emoji, no softening, just instructions, like he was notifying a former employee she had been left off the invite list. Have you ever stared at a text so long it stops being words and starts being proof? Proof that you were never really seen the way you thought you were? For a moment, a familiar script tried to load in my head. Maybe he did not mean it that way. Maybe I am being dramatic. Maybe if I explain calmly, if I send one more reasonable message, this can be fixed. Then another memory cut through it. Me, at 19, holding that Paris program acceptance letter. Him leaning in the doorway saying, "You would freak out over the language barrier. Better let someone else have the spot." 2 days later, he told my parents I had broken down in private and said I could not handle it, and they had hugged me, relieved that I had come to my senses. I never told them he lied. I never told anyone that the only panic attack I had that summer was after I hit reply and typed, "Thank you for the opportunity, but I will have to decline." My brother had spun the story, and I had accepted the consequences. He had never paid for that, not once. I opened the email account I used for clients and pulled up our family's Paris reservation. There it was. 4 tickets from Phoenix to Paris, 1 layover in Dallas, all purchased through my professional booking portal when I had pulled a favor from an airline rep I had helped countless times. I scrolled through the details, looking at the neat line of names: my parents, my brother, my sister, and me. Because when I first booked, the plan had been that we would all go. The idea that they might leave me behind had not even seemed possible yet. A wild thought flickered across my brain. I could cancel theirs. I could change everything with a few clicks. Immediately, the guilt countered it. That would be extreme, petty, cruel. You would be exactly what they say you are: dramatic, vindictive, unreasonable. I set the phone down and paced across the room, heart thudding. Then I imagined Wednesday morning, the car pulling away from the driveway without me. My brother making some joke about extra legroom now that Rachel is not coming. My parents laughing politely, relieved there would be no tension. I imagined the airport photos, the Eiffel Tower selfies, the captions about finally living